I try to run away from you, but every time I find my way back to you.
Hi guys, this is Ken from TechOpened back again with another video, and finally I'm opening the Godox SL60, which is a video light that I bought, a continuous video light that I bought specifically for my YouTube videos to help improve lighting. So I had lots of issues. I've been having lots of issues with lighting. It either flickers at higher frame rates, or it's too like weak, or I just haven't found the ideal lighting with an average price, with a reasonable price. The higher end lights are very expensive, and this is a really good option. So guys, this is a direct competitor to the Aputure 120D, which are like already like professional level lighting, and much more expensive. You can get them for like $600, ranging $600 to $800 depending on where you get it. And this one costs around $100 to $150 just for the lighting, depending on what kit you buy with the extras. Whatever extras you buy with this lamp can be a little bit pricier. But I got this kit, for example, I got it for I believe $150 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll have to check that out because I can't remember how much I paid for this, to be honest. But it's like 1/5 the price of the Aputure 120Ds. And if you're starting out your YouTube channel and you don't have a lot of funds to spend on your channel, you're just doing this for fun as a hobby, it's a pretty good option. So we're going to open this and see what's inside. This is going to be like a quick unboxing, and then I'll do a more in-depth review of the light, testing it out. So we can start maybe with the stand. So you can see it's a very basic stand. It's not like top of the line or anything. It's not high quality. It's an average kind of quality stand, which you unfasten here and you unscrew this to heighten and lower. I believe the maximum height is something around 1.60 meters or something like that. Depending on how much you open the legs of the stand, you'll get a little bit more height or lower. So you can see it's the standard one that we see in other lighting kits, lower end lighting kits, not anything really super expensive. So inside this box we have the RGB filters that are included in the kit, and the barn door. You can see it has this honeycomb kind of grid right here, and this opens up like this. So this is very practical if you want to shift the light in certain angles. You want to limit the lighting ray, the way the light is inciding on your subject. If you want to get like more cinematic kind of effects, that old school kind of look, you can do that with the barn doors. You can control the lighting very well with this, hopefully. I'm hoping for that at least. This actually pops out if you want to remove it. And that's scratched here. So very light. This isn't very heavy. And then you have these filters. I believe there's 3 or 4 filters in here. You have the yellow one. You have yellow, blue. This is a really cheap plastic here. It's like a cellophane. You have green and you have red. Now let's check out the box with the light. Like I said, guys, then I'll do a more in-depth video of this to give you my final opinion. So you can see you have a little warranty leaflet here. I guess this is nothing. You have a little manual. So here you can see the power cord, and the cable itself measures somewhere around 5.5 meters, a little over 5.5 meters. So you have more than enough length to stretch the cable. The Aputure comes with this huge power adapter, and you actually have to have that attached to the lighting, and that you have that extra weight hanging from the lamp. On this one you will have a little bit of issues with the fan blowing now and then when it happens to overheat. I don't think it will be that much of an issue. Inside the box you also have the remotes. So here's the remote. You can see a very basic remote. This one does not come with batteries included, but I will put some in to test this out. And then you have the lamp. fairly heavy. This is kind of heavy, guys. I won't lie. It's pretty heavy. It doesn't feel cheap right out of the box. It does not feel cheap at all. This little cover comes off. So this is a little protective cover for the LED lamp, I believe. And to remove it, you just have to pull this little lever. Pull this lever down, this cover comes off. And let me just get this out of the way so we can see this a little bit better. I pull this is the hood. You can see the hood here. Move this out of the way. And here you can see the light in more detail. You have the on-off switch. This, I believe, is to change between lights. If you have various lights set up in series, I'm not sure, but I think that's what it's for. It's just to switch between points of light, so you can change between lamps with this button. I'm not quite sure, but I'll have to check that out. And then you have the dial, the power dial. Here on the right, you can see it says Godox SL60. This is all metal, like aluminum. You can see the heat sink here around the LED lamp. You can actually hear that. You can see the LED right here, which is fairly large. It's about 1 inch by 1 inch. And you have this little handle here, practical handle. You know, the construction, it's not like top of the line, but it's rugged. You can feel it's rugged. It's obviously not going to be as well constructed as the Aputure, but you pay for that anyway. You have this little handle to tighten this onto the stand. It's a basic stand fit that you can see on other LED lamps. Just tighten this to hold this onto your stand. And it's fairly heavy, guys. I'm not going to say it's light. It's not. It feels pretty robust. You also have these little ventilation holes here. You can see this is open right here. This is all closed. You have a ventilation right here, hole right here. You have another one here, and here on the top, I do not see any holes, but you have one here, here, right down here, and that's about it. And then you have the heat sink itself, which should help with cooling. Okay, so I plugged the cable in. Like I said, it's a very long cable. It reached the other corner of this room, which is, it's not a really big room, but the fact that the cable's fairly long is more than welcome, and it really helps out. The remote itself does have batteries now. I've placed the batteries in. There's no backlighting that I know of. So if you're in a dark room, you won't be able to see the screen on this. You can only see the details, the information, but no backlighting. It would have been a nice feature to have some backlighting on this remote, but unfortunately it doesn't. It's not like super high quality as well, but it should do the job. There are some issues with syncing this remote with the light. So I've heard that if you control the light here on the light itself, the intensity here on the light, that it unsyncs from the remote. So you have to either do it on the remote or on the light itself, and not do it on both, because there will be some syncing issues. But I will show you that in the other video, in the in-depth review. I'm going to keep this just to the unboxing, guys. The buttons are very clicky. Here's where you power this off and on. I'm just going to switch this on. So now the remote is in power. You can see it's at 10% now. It's the minimum you can go is 10% on this configuration, on this lamp. And I'm going to raise it. So you have 15, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. This is 100% power. I promise you, it's pretty powerful. And if I actually turn the light to the camera, you're going to see how bright this is. I can't even stare directly into the light, to be honest. It's actually giving me a headache. And you can also regulate the light here on the light itself. You can see the percentage of power right there. Up and down. Goes much quicker if you do it here on the lamp than on the remote. But besides that, I'm pretty happy so far with the power of this, which was one of the main issues I had with my lights, and also the issue of flickering, but that's something I'm gonna have to check out in another video, in the in-depth review of this. but like for a first look, I'm liking this a lot. So for you guys to get an idea of the fan noise, so you can hardly hear the fan. It's very silent so far. Not been using it like intensively, the light, but for now, the fan noise isn't an issue for me. It's not as much as some people have been saying that the fan noise is kind of annoying. I don't see any issue with it whatsoever. Now we can also test this with the barn doors really quickly. I'm going to show you with the barn doors how this looks. So you can see now with the barn doors on, guys, what it looks like. And like I said, you can shift this any way you want. See, I can close the light down, create like a little bar. So that will be pretty cool for some nice effects. And you can do this any way you like. And you can also do this without the grid on if you prefer. And then you can also apply the filters. So let's say I want this red filter on. Creates this red light. If I take this filter off, try the green one. So like I said, these filters come with specific kits. They don't come with all kits, so you have to pick the kit that more suits you. You might not need this. But I thought it was cool to get this kit. It might come in handy in some other situations. You have a yellow light. This is pretty cool. Now, I don't believe you can combine filters. No, that won't do anything. But that's basically it, guys. For a first quick unboxing, it's getting a little bit long, this video, but it was supposed to be a quick video. You get the idea. It's definitely recommended so far. I recommend this lamp for beginners. Even for people who are professionals, as a second light, a key light, this is perfect for what you pay for this. For the money, I believe it's more than worth it. And yeah, don't forget to check out the video of the in-depth review. As soon as I get the softbox, I'll do a more in-depth review with the light on the stand and for you to get a better idea of what this looks like. But yeah, so guys, this is the really quick unboxing. I tried to make it as quick as possible, but at the same time show you everything that I can. And then I'll leave the more in-depth review for another video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, guys. It'll really help the channel out. And if you like the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and leave any comments, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh.